Today we will have a lab work kinetic of iodine clock reaction. This is the laboratory work that can help us to study chemical reaction rate. We will have today reaction of these components, as you can see in your manuals and on the blackboards. And on this reaction, we will study the speed of the reaction affected by different terms. Today we will have 3 series of experiments. In the first experiment, we have the same reaction all the time. In the first series, we will study the influence of different amounts of components. We will have some first components and final components that we will add in the end of the reaction, and we will see the changes of the color. That means that reaction is finished. We will try to measure the time that need to finish the reaction. So, as I said before, in the first series, we will study the influence of different amount of components. We will vary the different volumes of components. In the second series, we will study the influence of catalyst. We will add the catalyst to the reaction. What is the catalyst? Who knows? What is the catalyst do in the reaction? Yes, it makes the reaction
faster.
Yes, good. So we will study the influence of catalyst, and in this last series we will study the influence of different temperatures. We will make first experiments in the room temperature, and in the last series we will try to make it on low temperature, about 0, and on the high temperature, about 40 degrees Celsius. And we'll estimate the time to finish this reaction. In the manual you can see a lot of theory that you need to make the calculation. But now we will study our practice part. First, short, the safety rules. We are not touch any liquids or solids with your hands. We only use special equipment for this. We will not break the discipline here in the laboratory. It's very important. Today, as you can see, we have different reagents in the bottles. So it's potassium iodide, deionized water, Di, 0.1 molar solution of HCl, sodium thiosulfate, potassium bromate, and as a the solution of the starch as the indicator. We have the complex of starch with the reagent in our chemical reaction, and that's why we will see the changes of the color, because of the color complex. In the series B, when we will study the influence of catalyst, we will use copper sulfate. Here you will see the beakers with the numbers. This is the numbers of trial for A series, as you can see in your manuals. We have 7 trials from A1 to A7. Open it, please. So in table A, that's good. Yes, we will see the experiments A1 through A7, and here you will see the variety of different amounts of reagents. This is volume in milliliters. And in this part you will need to write down the time to reaction. one person should take the cell phone, for example, and timer on the cell phone needs to be started when you add final reagent, and you need put stop when you see the changes of the color. Only one person should measure the changes of the color, because we have different components, and also only one person should each time decide where the color is enough to reaction is finished. That is important. Okay. Prepare please your notebooks where you will write down the data. One person should write down the data, and one person should give us the timer. Decide who will estimate the time of reaction. And now we will prepare the mixture. Okay, let's start. So please put the beakers in a row from 1 to 7. We will have 7 trials in A series. And we need to prepare the chemical mixture using the pipettes. Here you can see the sign. If you have any question about what is it written, you need to ask. Yes, please?
We have to use the chalk to label the thing, or
it should be labeled already. It's not. If it's not, you please can write it down with the chalk. And after you will prepare all mixtures, you need to prepare the timer and be ready to start and stop the time. You will try to add final reagent, and when the last drop will leak from the pipette, you will start the timer. Of potassium iodide, 6 milliliters of deionized water. Check it on the pipette that you take the correct volume. 3 milliliters of HCl and 1.5 milliliters of starch, 1.5 milliliters of sodium thiosulfate, and 3 milliliters of last reagent. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have the next, and then we will try to watch it. So to the next we will have another one. Let's try the second one, and we will.
I think in the manual when I read it, it said directly after you put it, you need to swirl it.
Oh?
You need to shake it.
It's not needed, because the ions will spread quickly. But we will try.
Also,
Okay, how much do you need to add? The same?
Yes.
3?
3 milliliter.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes, you lost your drop.
Someone hold
It
the
should be
bottle.
3. Start. And wait, we can mix it, but it should not influence. The time can be different because the ratio of our reagent is different. Stop. So now you can see when the color will appear and you will sure that it's blue, you can stop the timer. As you can see, it became darker. So you need to choose in which color you will stop, because as you can see now it's more darker, and one person who will stop the timer should decide when he will stop it, because even now you can see the different color. Series of experiments where we study the influence of catalyst. We will make 3 trials and we will mix the reagent according to our table. Volumes is noted in the table 2. As you can see, B1, B2 and B3 experiment containing the same amounts of all reagent, and also it contains different volumes of copper sulfate. In the first trial we will add 1.5 milliliters of copper sulfate, in the second 3 milliliters, in the third 4.5 milliliters of catalyst. So now you prepare the mixture as you did for the first A series. You will put 3 beakers, 1, 2, 3. Prepare all mixtures with the catalyst, and as we did before you will start at final reagent, you raise your hand and tell that everything is ready, and you will prepare the timer and measure the time. Okay. Please take the certain volume of catalyst we need. The last reagent, final reagent.
So here we have catalyst, and we just should add.
Okay, start. Light blue color, it's because of the color of catalyst, copper sulfate, it has blue color. But you will see the difference when the reaction will be finished.
Yes.
Ma'am, can we do the finalization?
Yes, if you prepare.
This is number 2, yes?
Yeah.
Yes, if you prepared everything, you can add.
How much? 3. Everything is 3. 3, 9. You need 7.
This will be for hot temperature. We will wait for mixture will be the temperature about 40 degrees Celsius. Now it is, let's measure. We need about 40 degrees Celsius. Uh-huh. 37. Now we will wait for temperature stop rising and we'll write down this meaning. It will be enough hot for our purpose. Prepare the final reagent, put it here and be ready because the time will be not so long.
Empty it.
Stop.
Start.
Put the paper under the glass.
Good.
Somewhat.
Stop.
Okay.
പോയതല്ല മണ്ടയ്ക്കിരിക്കും.
We will wait. It's still a little bit hotter than we need. The final region.
Yes, and put here. Your, yes.
This reaction will be enough long, so we will wait. Just put it and wait.
А я потом скажу.
Should I stop?
The reaction
Starts
will
or
be
change?
fast.
You can
It
also-
starts, yes, it starts.
So stop.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's at long, see?
Okay.
It will
Yeah.
be fast, so you need to be ready.
3 minutes.
13
This
seconds.
will be long.
Да, уже началось.
Did you finish it?
Да.
3 minutes, 31, 20.